All right, welcome back to the ground level. This is the Musician's Corner segment of the program. The Musician's Corner is for beginning bands, aspiring singers-songwriters, basically anybody who's starting out in music. I got books, audiobooks, and seminars. Check my website, tomlou.com. All kinds of cool stuff on there, information about events and products. Take a look at that. Right now, though, joining me in the Musician's Corner is good friend, journalist and author Gary Hill. Gary, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tom.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. We know each other. You an e-zine called Music Street Journal.
Right.
And you also write for BeatCafe.com.
That's right.
Did a nice article on me a while back. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Tell me about Music Street Journal. You do reviews and all kinds of really cool stuff on that.
Right.
Tell me about that.
We do reviews, interviews, concert reviews. I've been doing it for it'll be 9 years in February.
9 years. Started in 1998, right?
Right.
Right.
And we're up around, we should hit about 4.5, 5 million unique visitors this year.
Wow, that's fantastic. Why did you decide to do something like that? Just a big music fan yourself?
Yeah, I am a failed musician.
Okay.
I could never make it as a musician.
Well, some of the best journalists are failed musicians, and they write about that stuff. But we need guys like you to do that kind of thing, to expose things, cool music and stuff. Do you focus on a certain kind of music with your stuff primarily? Or?
Progressive rock is half of our content every month, but then a lot of heavy metal and just about anything. Okay. I mean, we've done country, rockabilly, pretty much anything.
You do book reviews as
yep.
well, right?
We do, obviously.
You reviewed my book, Musician's Corner, which I very much appreciate. Thank you for that. You know, you're obviously a writer yourself. You do these reviews. You've got some other writers that you staff, right? People
Correct.
Who do different things. Lisa Palomino.
Right. Who also writes for Beat Cafe, too.
Yes, she does. She's been on this show as well. She's a very nice lady. But I want to get a little bit more into what you've done. You've since graduated onto some bigger and better things now with music. By the way, it's musicstreetjournal.com. We'll pop that up later as well. But you're now a brand new author as well, right?
Right.
You got a new book out. Tell me the title of your book, and we're going to.
The Strange Sound of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Are we saying that right? There we go. There it is, right there.
Some people pronounce it Cthulhu. I vary on how I pronounce it.
All right. This is a book. It just came out. You can get it on your website, musicstreetjournal.com, which is really cool. First of all, I'm impressed. Anybody that writes a book, I mean, it's very cool. This is a big undertaking, isn't it?
It was. It took 2 years.
Okay, it's huge. And the subtitle of this book is Music Inspired by the Writings of H.P. Lovecraft. Now, for those who don't know who H.P. Lovecraft is, give me a quick overview. Who is this person?
H.P. Lovecraft was a horror writer, mostly horror. He did some science fiction as well. At the early part of the century, he died in 1938.
Okay.
And a lot of his stuff's been made into movies. People might be familiar with the Reanimator movies. Those were loosely based on his stuff.
Okay.
And a lot of bands have been inspired to write music based on his stuff.
So when you say a lot of the bands, some of the bands, kind of the stuff that you feature on your website, more of the progressive or hard rock metal bands? Or
it's more metal than anything else.
Okay.
There's 2 whole chapters to heavy metal because there was so much heavy metal. There's bands like Gwar have 1 song.
Okay.
Black Sabbath have a song. Metallica did 2 songs.
Okay. So you were a fan of his writings from the start.
Right.
And then you're obviously a huge music fan with all of your journalism over the years doing that. So you decided to write a book. What kind of a person, in general, who's your market for this book? Who's going to want to buy this book and read about this?
I would say anybody who's into any of the bands that are in there, or anyone who really likes H.P. Lovecraft stuff and wants to know more.
Okay, so he was a horror writer, that kind of thing, primarily fiction, obviously.
Right.
And so this, a heavier kind of music, a darker themed music.
Yeah, most of the music is dark.
Right. Now, some of the chapters in here, you talk about H.P. Lovecraft, the man and his legacy. You mentioned some of the bands that some of the bigger name bands on there. Moshing to Mythos, Chapter 5, Heavy Metal and Lovecraft. What's that about?
And that just goes down a lot of the basic bands that are heavy metal bands that have touched on his stuff.
So not only do you list the bands that that were influenced by his writings, but you kind of get into why they were and
as much as I can. I mean, I interviewed a lot of the bands and got their insights into why they liked him, what they liked about him, how they brought it into their music, that kind of a thing.
Very cool.
I actually even got a hold of Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath. He was one of the last ones that I managed to work in.
And you talked to him?
I emailed with him.
Okay. Yeah. And so you got some of that in the book as well. Very cool. That's really neat. And so you've got a bunch of that stuff. A lot of these bands, some of the bands people have heard of, obviously some that they haven't.
Right.
Now this book is just out, right? You publish it yourself, is that right?
Right.
And it's, 250 pages, a lot of detail in here. It looks like you did an excellent job. Where can we get the book?
At lulu.com/strange sound.
lulu.com/strange sound.
Right.
And if they want to get a hold of you online? Music Street Journal?
Right, and you can email me at musicstreetjournal@musicstreetjournal.com.
Excellent, Gary. Thanks so much. Best
Thank
of luck
you,
to you
Tom.
with the book. We'll have you on again another time. All right, everybody, check out Gary's book, musicstreetjournal.com. Sounds like a really cool thing. If you're into hard rock and metal, this is the book for you. Stick around here on Ground Level. Coming back, we've got a cool band called The Braves performing live for us. We'll be right back.